Premier Joseph Parry is just emerging from the crucible of the worst global recession and financial meltdown in nearly a century. He has been forged on the anvil of challenging times and is emerging as fine, fine metal. He has underpinned all the good work outlined by the ministers this afternoon. And so I'd like to ask you to give him a resounding welcome as Premier Joseph Parry, the big man in Nevis, comes to deliver the feature address. Premier Joseph Parry.
The Deputy Governor General, Mr. Eustace John, Deputy Premier, Honourable Hensley Daniel, the man of the moment tonight, Honourable Roberto Hector, Honourable Dwight Cozier, Minister of Trade, Honourable Carlisle Powell, Minister of Communication and Works, the Attorney General of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honourable Patrice Nisbet, the Chairman, the CEO of the Housing Corporation, all the workers of the Housing Corporation, all the other persons who have come here tonight, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ministers of religion, I've seen some over in from my left eye, boys and girls. It is great to be here tonight. It is great to be here with so many people at this place that we call Cherry Garden. Indeed, your presence is a clear indication that you not only support the project, but you are appreciative of what this government has done for the area and what this government has done for the island of Nevis. It was 4.5 years ago that the people of Nevis put their support behind the Nevis Reformation Party and gave us the opportunity again to run government on the island of Nevis. It was with a sense of hope and promise that I was joined by Hensley, Hector, Cozier, Carlisle on a journey to change the face of Nevis for the betterment of all the people of Nevis. In the People's Agenda, we stated that we must have better for all Nevisians, and better must embrace roads, better electricity, better education, better training, better jobs, and better homes. In the course of this journey, we are joined by a group of men and women who were committed and shared with us the vision that better must come for the island of Nevis. We have worked long and hard, and sometimes against the odds, and often with much opposition. On this journey, we have faced the worst recession for 100 years in the whole world, and endured the closure of the main employment center on the island of Nevis, the Four Seasons Hotel. Yet we have persevered, and today we are here to celebrate with the people of Cherry Garden and the people of Nevis one of the greatest successes in these 4.5 years. Of course, along the way, the road has been marked with many other successes. We are proud to remind the people today that with the vision and the vigor of this government, we're able to harness the power of the wind to generate electricity for our people. Right now, the windmills of St. James are turning. The windmills of Maddens are spinning, bringing energy and driving the power to the transmission lines to bring us power right here in Cherry Gardens. We know of the many outstanding credits received from the OECS CARICOM and the OAS personnel, and other outstanding personalities for being the first OECS country to use wind energy at a commercial level. In the course of the journey, we have constructed a network of roads around the island of Nevis and through several villages which have become the envy of our neighbors near and far. Again, in the face of stiff resistance and much criticism, we have hired Surrey Paving and succeeded to an extent beyond the imagination of many persons. Today, the roads are at the disposal of every Nevisian, and anyone can travel to any point in Nevis in less than half an hour. It has put us in a position where not only Charlestown and its surrounding areas can have development, but development can take place in Maddens, Indian Castle, Hickmans, anywhere any investor wishes to go because of the basic facilities of roads, water, and electricity. Speaking of water, on this journey, we experienced some of the worst droughts in the last 30 years on Nevis. Again, efforts were made to generate great fear and panic that Nevisians will return to the old days when people had to travel great distances for a bucket of water. Calls were made overseas to bring attention to a situation which was not of our making, a situation which we inherited because no serious investment was made in water from 1996 to 2006. The very people who failed to make that investment led the charge to blame and condemn the Nevis Reformation Party. We had a plan. We always have a plan. A plan to save the people of Nevis and this country from any embarrassment because of the shortage of water. Even though our resources were small and scarce, we engaged a company by the name of Bede to explore underground caverns which have held water, according to studies, for thousands of years. We were told that the supply will not be exhausted because with the regular rainfall, supply will be restored. Again, we were ridiculed and doubts were cast in the minds of the people of Nevis, but again, we prevailed. Today, for the first time for many years, we can proudly boast of the best quality water ever produced on Nevis and of a daily supply that meet the needs of all Nevisians and any investor who wishes to do business on the island of Nevis. There are 140 students in our sixth form, and they are aware that we are committed to finding jobs on graduation or to assist each and every one of them to obtain a college or university education. After all, if they are to take the helm of the leadership of this country in the future, they must begin to prepare today. Our people must lead and must hold the leading positions of power in our society, not only today, but decades to come. And the Nevis Reformation Party is here to make sure it happens. We speak of jobs, and may I remind you, in the face of the worst recession, at a time when other governments were shedding workers from their payroll, when the British government is insisting that 300 Anguillans must go home, we are providing jobs for the people of Nevis. The government and one of its major arms, the Housing and Land Corporation, came to the rescue when it seemed that the job situation was reaching a point of crisis. 450 persons left the Four Seasons, not knowing where they were going to get money from to pay their loans, to support their children, to meet all those obligations that they were committed to as they sought a better life. The Housing Corporation moved into high gear and employed an additional 250 persons over the 200 they had already employed. This started a series of works, construction of houses, which took the total stock of homes from up to 284 in 4 years. On all this climax, of course, in the 107 homes that have been constructed right here at the Cherry Gardens. In the meantime, the Brownhill Communications came to a rescue, employing 182 persons, and with the vision and leadership of the Nevis Reformation Party, we succeeded in the effort to have the Four Seasons reopened and the job situation restored to a point of normalcy where we can now boast that once again we have full employment on the island of Nevis. When you examine all these achievements, you would say resoundingly that this government has performed. And we all agree that performance matters. So let us look at the Land and Housing Corporation and Cherry Gardens. This housing corporation, led by the Honourable Roberta Hector, has done great work on the island of Nevis. First-time buyers of land have been allowed to purchase land at favorable rates from the corporation. The corporation has removed the 12% administrative tax and abandoned the 6% on stamp duty. It is not a good thing for the people of Nevis, is it? Is that a good thing for the people of Nevis? I think so. And I want to repeat it. The corporation has removed 12% administrative tax and abandoned an additional 6% on stamp duty. And yet there are people who are telling you that things are too expensive in this island of Nevis. And then the corporation has sought to build complete homes for the people of Nevis. Bigger and better homes. Must we argue that Nevisians should have smaller homes? Is this the point that is being made by certain persons in certain quarters? That the homes are too big for the people of Nevis? That only a few persons should have big homes and the rest of us should be happy with smaller homes? Do we believe that the financial institutions on the island of Nevis will give loans to people who have to pay higher loans than their salaries? Do we believe that? I don't think so. Do we believe these things? Because when you listen to VON radio on a Wednesday night, this is what you hear. This is the type of thing that you hear. It is my belief that every Nevisian deserves a home completed, affordable, that has modern windows, doors, nicely painted, that has proper tiling and good cupboards. Is not this why you voted for the Nevis Reformation Party in 2006? How now then we can begin to think differently? And let me say this to you. You will be made promises, many promises. It is up to you to realize that we have delivered, and that if we promise, we deliver. There are others who do not have such a good record. This is the story of the Housing Corporation with its 284 homes around Nevis and the 107 here at Cherry Gardens. Look at the road. Look at the lighting. Look at the park. And see if we have not created a new brand village on the island of Nevis. Look at the fencing. Look at the smiles on the faces of the residents, that they can take their own keys and lock themselves in or lock themselves out because of the great work of the Honourable Roberto Hector. I do not contest that the people have to pay for their homes. They do. They are paying the banks. They're paying the credit union. They are paying. But I challenge any one of our critics to be he a man or a woman, to build a home here in Cherry Gardens cheaper than any home that we have built here in Cherry Gardens. Let them try. Because you're aware that one of them had a construction company, had a foreigner, an expatriate in charge of the foreign company, and that it closed down. It went bankrupt. I want to know how a bankrupt person can tell anybody else how to build homes. I want to salute Minister Hector. I want to salute Eustace Nisbet Jr. and all those who have participated in this grand venture. I am told that an additional 1,100 persons have applied for homes. I expect that the people of Nevis will give us this opportunity to build those 1,100 homes come the next time after the next election. By the numbers here tonight, by the shouts and support here tonight, I am satisfied that come election time, I am satisfied that come election time, you will all rally behind us. I am satisfied that every resident of Cherry Gardens will vote for the Nevis Reformation Party. I don't care what their color was before. With this great work, Hensley Daniel will have 100% count right here in Cherry Gardens. Now let me turn to Social Security. The Chief Executive Officer, the Nevis branch and the board have done an excellent job in supporting the Nevis Island Administration. I heard tonight that they have given to us, on loan of course, $25 million. What I wish to say that we have used it well. We have been paying back our debts. Others before us could not get any money because they refused to pay their debts. But we have demonstrated that we are serious, and the Social Security has rallied behind the Nevis Reformation Party. They have helped us in so many ways. They have helped us to build homes for government workers, build community centers, build a police station in our effort to fight crime on the island of Nevis. I congratulate them today for being good citizens. I congratulate them for the support that they have given to us, and I congratulate them for putting their support behind the Cherry Gardens project. They have been an outstanding social partner in helping us to have development for every individual, every boy, every girl, every homeowner. To the representatives here tonight, I say stand up. Stand up, Mr. Powell, stand up. See if you can get that Powell. Wrong Powell. I thank you, pass our thanks and congratulations to the people on St. Kitts, to Mona Libert and Nevis, and Carleen Pemberton and Nevis. I heard one described as quiet waters, and the other one as a nagging storm. I wonder who is the nagging storm. I end by saying that this government has touched the lives of every parish on this island, including Gingerland. This government has elevated every man to a position where he can say, I am proud to be a man. I can be proud to be a woman. I can be proud to be a homeowner. I can be proud to live in Nevis, and I can be proud that I am a Nevisian under the Nevis Reformation Party. I want to say, as I conclude, that we have touched many lives. But the face of the Nevis Reformation Party has a human face. I want to say to the construction workers that this party has been there for you. I want to say to the ladies at Four Seasons that this party has been there for you. I want to say to the workers at Brownhill Communications, this party has been here for you. I want to say to the people at TDC and Oxford, to the people at courts, this party has been here for you. I want to say to the civil servants of this country, those who work in the treasury, those who work in finance and in water and public works, those who work in tourism and the Premier's Ministry and the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Social Affairs and Trade, this party has been here for you. I end by saying congratulations to Mr. Hector, to Mr. Nisbet, to all who took homes, who own homes, who are building fences, who have made this the best project in the Eastern Caribbean. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you. That deserves a standing ovation, please. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Premier. 2010 Leeward Times Man of the Year. Tomorrow evening, the women's arm of the NRP will pay homage to him at a gala at the Four Seasons Resort.